of the best parts about this 30th anniversary campaign that has been launched is the people that I get to talk to that have been with this company for years, maybe not the full 30, but have really seen its growth, its change, and the people that make WSI what it is today. And that's what brings us to speak with Nicky McKenna, of course, from the WSI network. Nicky, thanks for joining us. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you. And I'm not giving away my age.
That's fair. That's totally fair. You don't have to do that. Yeah, I'm still within the range where I can wear it like a badge of honor. So I like to start these conversations, Nicky, with just a simple one, which is, what's your origin story with WSI? What got you started here? Where did you find yourself leading up to it? And how long have you been with WSI?
Yeah, so my background is that I was a retailer for over 30 years. So I saw the very start of e-commerce. And I've loved being on that journey, seeing it from something that was small into something that's was transformed into what it is today. So it's like now a fully fledged integrated channel. It's not just parts anymore. I would say in terms of how we ended up here, I always had that itch in terms of this is exciting new technology, it's new ways of meeting people, and then just seeing it develop over time has been really, really, really interesting. And we come as a pair, so my other half is Peter. His background was, initially he was a developer, and then he moved into e-commerce in the dot-com boom. So again, he was in it right from the beginning, whereas I was on the commercial side of the fence, he was on the technical side of the fence. We reached a crunch point at the beginning of the pandemic and thought, why don't we just do something? Let's just get out there and do it. And we talked to lots of different businesses, and we felt like WSI was the best match for us. And so we did our training in 2020, started at the beginning of 2021, and haven't looked back since.
So this is cool because a lot of the people that I've spoken with have been with WSI for 18 years, 15 years, 21 years, and then for you've made your mark in 5. And so for you, I'm really curious to hear what's your lens. The question that I usually ask is, how have you seen WSI evolve and change over the years? But maybe I think the question more so for you, Nicky, is how has joining WSI sort of changed how you operate and conduct your business?
Yeah, no, it's interesting because having left the cut and thrust of retail, I went into consultancy. So I was very much in the world of it's about defining the strategy and then working out how you're going to structure yourself to deliver that strategy. So that's the background that I'm from. And it was interesting because at the time I joined just 5 years ago, WSI was just starting to talk about strategy first. So it was a relatively new thing. I think Cormac, who you spoke to the other day, was a real pioneer for it. And so we fitted really nicely into that methodology, and that's been really good for us. So I mean, it's been a bit of a journey in terms of it's been all about growing confidence, because you start off and you think you've got it, and then you think, oh no, I don't. Yeah. But your confidence grows. The more networking you do, where you get asked to present more and more and more, and building relationships with suppliers, so that they, you understand how the network works and how to get the best out of the people you're partnering with. Learning how to manage multifaceted projects has been a new one for me. And then, that whole bit, the people side, it's combining the research with the workshop facilitation to make sure that you're delivering on the right things for your customers. So those are all skills that I have developed in droves over the last 5 years.
Which is great, 5 years to learn all those skills. They don't really tell you that when you're in school. They're going to give you lessons in class, but you really won't learn anything until you start working and until you're really forced to throw yourself into the environment and change. I mean, I've been
absolutely.
It's such a 180, right? I've been in public relations for 4 months. Before that, I was in radio and broadcast news and journalism for 5 years. And it's already the amount of stuff that you've learned and changed and adapted to is mind-boggling, is ridiculous.
It's absolutely. I never forget Mark Dobson saying to us at the beginning, it's just get out there and do it. Sitting there and studying it is just not going to work. Get out there and do it. And it was the best advice ever.
Absolutely. So what do you think makes WSI different from other agencies or networks? Is it that attitude, or is it just the kind of diversity in what they're doing and how they're doing it?
What's really interesting, it's the the global strength, but the local agility. What I really like is the fact that WSI they look for people with certain skills, but not necessarily certain backgrounds. And you're invited to bring your background, your experience, your knowledge to the WSI party. And I think that's really good. Whereas a lot of other agencies, they want to make you into a cookie cutter. You deliver down one line. And I think that's really unusual and unique about WSI. That then leads into the community of WSI, which I talk to a lot of other franchise organisations. It's the one thing when I talk about the WSI community, just people go, oh, really? Oh, that's different. We've really lent into that, and it's worked really hard for us. So I think that's a real differentiator.
So one of the big themes of this is 30 years, 30 lessons. And I'm curious, what's your lesson, Nicky? I mean, what's the takeaway from these first 5 years that's really kind of stuck with you in your time here?
Good question.
Nice.
The digital world moves really fast, so you're learning new things all the time. And I think my big takeout is that you won't get it right every time, and then that every setback is a lesson in disguise. So it helps you build resilience, adaptability and knowledge. So yeah, always think positively, always fall forward, as they say.
Yeah, it's great advice. And speaking of advice, what would you give to someone who's joining WSI or thinking of starting a business within this kind of universe? What would you say to them if they're mulling it over?
I would say just when you think you've got it, you've got it sussed, something changes. So if you just think you're going to learn it and then roll it out and keep going, it's not for you. This is a fast-moving world that requires adaptability. It requires good relationships with people. It requires, as I said, agility. You've got to be on your feet all the time, on your toes. But I would also say that there are busy times and there are quieter times. It's not like a steady flow. So don't forget to make time to do the things that you love doing.
Great advice. And you talked about how much and how quickly everything is changing. I'm curious, let's take a little side path here. Let's talk about AI. You've seen AI. I mean, it's interesting because you joined in at 2020. And I mean, if we go back to 2020, I had no idea what ChatGPT was. I had no idea what OpenAI was. The only AI I was familiar with is what, intelligence is in video games for what you're shooting at or, playing against, right? And now here we are 5 years later, ChatGPT, all these things have completely changed business, changed our lives. So what role do you see AI playing within the next 5 to 10 years? Maybe we'll change it to 5 specific here. What role do you see it playing?
Yeah, I think it's fascinating what it's doing and the speed with which it's changing things. I think the changes that it's making in the medical world in particular are particularly groundbreaking, and that they're going to be life-changing for people. So I think that's an incredible space to watch. Closer to home and in terms of how it will affect our businesses, I can see that the role of the office junior changing fundamentally, and I think that's really interesting, particularly for people coming out of college at the moment in terms of the skills they need to arm themselves with. They've normally gone into the workplace and been tasked with repetitive, rather boring tasks, and complained about it and they want to get promoted so they don't have to do the repetitive, boring tasks anymore. And AI is starting to do those jobs really well. And so I just see that the office juniors are going to have to, there'll be reinvention of those roles and what it means, because we still need people to come in at entry levels in order to be able to grow to the more senior levels, and we still need the human touch to be controlling and guiding AI as well. So you need, we're still going to need people.
Yeah.
And I think it's really interesting as well, because they say Generation Z, they've never known life without computers. Well, if you think about the next generation, they're never going to know life without AI. So
there's always something.
It's just going to be a different place. Exactly.
Always something. Yeah. So This I've been asking, just to wrap up. This is the last question I've been asking all of the lovely folks from WSI, which is, if you had to describe WSI in one word, what would it be and why?
Or I would say empowering. I think WSI, they give us a framework that allows you to build skills and relationships, but always allows you to be you. And I think that's really important. And I think for 3 decades, WSI has empowered its clients, its partners, its teams through knowledge, innovation and collaboration. And I think that's something really to be proud of.
Well, good luck on the next 5 years. There's going to be a lot of change.
Thank you.
It's great to see. It was really lovely getting your insights and getting to chat with you today, Nicky. Again, Nicky McKenna, WSI, always a pleasure. Looking forward to the next time.
Thanks very much.